Hello everyone, I'm Raven from Raven Comics. Today we'll talk about a story where everything is at stake. Gotham is falling into chaos, the Justice League is out of control, and the Joker is back, more dangerous than ever. This isn't just another battle between Batman and his deadliest enemy. This is the full story of Batman, Endgame. We begin in Gotham City, where a large cloud of smoke has spread. But it's just an attack using a harmless gas. It's as if someone wants to clear the area. Apparently, for now, no one is hurt. We cut to Batman, who's ready to fight. He says, "Come on, it's just you and me now. Do you think you can take me here in my city?" Then he enters the ring. Welcome to Gotham. Let's go back in time, 29 minutes earlier, where Bruce Wayne is having a nightmare when he's suddenly woken up by Alfred. It seems that all of Batman's past battles have taken a toll on him, to the point that he can't sleep without nightmares. But to Bruce, they're just that, nightmares. As he gets up, we see he's not alone. Alfred's daughter is with them, inside an old base once used by the Court of Owls. Everything is peaceful and quiet. Bruce and Alfred even share a light-hearted moment. But Julia notices something approaching. Suddenly, Wonder Woman bursts in and attacks Bruce with a devastating blow from behind. She slams him brutally into the ground, leaving him no chance to react. Then she grabs him and flies off. Bruce tries to talk to her, but Diana tells him not to bother. She won't listen anyway. Mid-air, Bruce pulls out a device and attaches it to Diana's head, causing her to lose control and let him go. But it only works for a moment. Diana immediately rips the device off and comes after him again, telling him he's only delaying the inevitable. Bruce again asks to talk to her. He asks, "What's going on?" Diana replies that it's simple. The Justice League is here to do what they've always wanted to do, kill him. Suddenly, Julia contacts him, asking if he's okay. Bruce responds, "Initiate Plan Fenrir." She questions it, unsure if he'll make it to the suit in time. But Bruce insists, "Just do it," and tells them to release the gas. Back to the present, Batman is told that Diana shows no signs of conflict. Even though she's a bit slower than usual, the reality is clear. She won't hold back, so neither should Batman. When he sees the opportunity, he seizes it, delivering a powerful punch that sends Diana crashing into a building. Batman urges her to fight whatever is controlling her and asks who did this to her. But Diana says maybe no one did. Maybe she simply gave in. Maybe everyone just hates him. She tells him this will be his end. There's no suit he can hide in. There's no armor in existence that can't be pierced to bring an enemy to the truth. Diana slashes off one of his arms, then drives her sword into his abdomen, knocking him down. Bruce weakly asks her why, and she just tells him to let the darkness come. It looks like Diana has finished him off, but Batman has tricked her. He used a relic, a reversed version of the lasso of truth, designed for war against the most powerful beings on Earth. Batman asks Alfred if they've picked up anyone else. Alfred says no, but the reality is different. They haven't seen anyone else because the next one is too fast to be seen. Suddenly, Flash enters, striking Batman's arm. Now Batman has to launch his plan against speedsters. He's upgraded his suit with so much tech that it moves faster than human reaction time. He throws a frictionless coating right where it needs to land, before Flash can even react. The attack is so fast that it ends before Flash even realizes it's begun. Diana and Barry are down. But now, Arthur arrives. Batman wonders again, who's behind all this? Aquaman tells him to face him with at least a little honor. But Batman strikes first, spraying him with a special foam, dropping him to the ground with no chance to fight back. Batman tells Arthur this doesn't concern him, then approaches and demands to know who did this to him. But Aquaman only responds, "All I know is you're a dead man." Alfred warns Batman that someone is approaching, but Batman decides to stay and fight. Then, when he asks where the next enemy is, he's attacked by surprise, with a punch so strong it blasts through a theater wall, destroying part of the structure. When gods descend, it's terrifying, because you never know what they'll do. It's Superman. Batman begs him to talk, to tell him who did this to them. Superman answers, "Well, Bruce, it's actually kind of funny." And Batman instantly knows who's responsible for everything. With a twisted smile, Superman says, "This time, no one's going to save you." Superman grabs a massive structure and smashes Batman with it, sending him crashing through the theater floor. Batman begs him to fight it, but it's no use. Superman can't stop himself. All he sees is a target. So if Batman wants to survive, he'll have to fight for his life. But Batman is ready, and he punches back. His fist contains microscopic red sun particles from dead solar systems. Batman tells Superman he's going to end all of this, even if he has to rip the demon out of him. Then he lifts him up and punches him into the surface above. But as Batman follows to keep fighting, Superman hits him with heat vision. However, Batman's suit is equipped with plasma shields that deflect the beam. So Superman redirects his vision to a building, causing it to collapse and explode. Then, he flies away. Batman's suit was built to fight Superman. But Superman used to have limits, lines he would never cross. The toxin has turned him into a killing machine. Maybe nothing on Earth can stop him now. While Batman lies on the ground, Superman takes the opportunity to destroy the red sun emitters. Then he grabs Batman and carries him through the sky. Up there, Superman begins tearing the suit apart, piece by piece. And while Batman tries to reason with him, saying, "This isn't you, it's him." As they're high in the air and the suit nearly destroyed, Batman takes his chance and spits a synthetic rubber laced with radioactive kryptonite dust into Superman's face. Batman always keeps a little in the helmet of his suit, so when Superman is knocked out, both of them collapse. The question is always the same. Who wins in a battle? Neither of them. It's all over. They will respond to the treatment that Batman will give them, but it will take 4 to 5 days for them to recover. So, during all that time, the Justice League will be out of commission. Whatever Joker is planning, it's something big. So they have to stop him before he does anything else. Alfred is upset about everything that has happened. The Joker attacked his entire family, and he's not going to just sit around while Batman searches for him. So he decides to go after that bastard himself. Batman is trying to figure out where the Joker's next attack will be. Before doing anything, he explains to Julia that the Joker has a twisted way of seeing things, that he sees himself as Batman's helper, and believes he makes Batman stronger by confronting him with his worst nightmares. He even sees himself as Batman's friend. So now we go to Arkham Asylum, where Batman is looking for clues, when suddenly someone is surprised to see him. It's Dr. Border, who asks if he's okay. But Batman tells him he shouldn't be there. Still, the doctor insists on helping. Batman tells him no, that the Joker isn't crazy, he's just evil, and tells the doctor to leave. But the doctor insists and follows him. There's a problem with that doctor. He locks Batman in a cell, and Batman immediately thinks he's being controlled too. But that's not the case. The doctor tells him he can't believe Batman didn't recognize him and admits it's hard to recognize him with his face like that. But it's time for Batman to see his new face. He also says that the name he's been using isn't a coincidence. His name, Eric Border, means Jester Prince. Of course, Batman can't believe it, and it's very hard for him to accept what he's seeing in front of him. But it's time for him to meet the Joker's new image, who says, "Batsy, did you miss me?" After that, he tells him he's using a new gas on him. He knows Batman always prepares for everything, but this gas is something special. Then we see Joker carrying something in a suitcase, and he tells Batman that this whole game he created was done carelessly, and that last time they fought, it should have ended in a happy ending. But then, Batman threw him off a cliff. This time, it will all be different. From the suitcase, he pulls out his old face. We also see that in the streets of Gotham City, he has already released his gas. So people begin to descend into madness. The Joker tells Batman that once all the madness begins, he'll still be conscious, but he won't be able to do anything about it. There will be no more games. He used to think they could have more fun, but now it's all just boring. Maybe it's because the Joker knows Batman too well. But here's the curious part. Batman doesn't know anything about him. So the Joker remains a complete stranger, even though Batman pretends otherwise. Then the Joker starts pulling a gun out of his bag. It looks like he's going to shoot him, but it turns out to be a fake gun. Finally, Joker tells him that when this is all over, Gotham City will be laughing at him. Days have passed, and Bruce is trying to wake up. The gas has knocked him out, but he's Batman, and he will stop the Joker like he always has. After a while, he finally manages to wake up, but there's a problem. The entire city is in chaos. As he wakes, Alfred updates him on the situation and mentions that he hasn't been able to find a cure for the toxin. Bruce decides to go to the Department of Infectious Diseases. There, he might find Patient Zero, who should have developed an antibody. Batman heads out, and on the way, he contacts Gordon and mentions that he might find a way to fix all of this, asking him to investigate more about the hospital he's going to visit. But as they're talking, Batman arrives in the city, only to be shocked by the chaos he finds there. Batman reaches the hospital, but as he arrives, Gordon warns him to be careful. There are rumors that the hospital is haunted. Everything is worse than he thought. It's all been a masterpiece by the Joker. Suddenly, an infected doctor comes in and tells Batman he can't be there. And without realizing it, infected people are approaching from behind, while in front, a group of infected doctors prepare to attack him. We return to Gordon, who is still investigating the hospital. As he continues reviewing records, he finds that strange things have happened there. During a fire, about 50 people died. Later, rumors circulated that the devil himself had visited the place. The surprise is even greater when Gordon finds a photo in which the Joker can be seen hiding in the shadows. And in one of the photos he had of his own children, the Joker also appears, standing behind them. Suddenly, Gordon hears noises and gets up to investigate. When he opens the closet, he's struck and falls to the floor. We see that someone had been hiding under the bed. Batman has arrived to get who he thinks could have the cure to the toxin. But the shock is even greater when he finds out that it's Joe Chill, the man who killed his parents. Facing him, Batman begins to have a kind of vision, where a family is leaving the movie theater and a child is walking with his mother and father. At the same time, Gordon comes face to face with the Joker, who sets the place on fire. In Batman's vision, he sees Joe Chill about to kill the family, just like what happened to him. But Batman is in shock, unable to do anything. Amid the flames, Gordon pulls out his gun and points it at the Joker. He tells him not to move or he'll shoot. Batman finally snaps out of it and breaks the glass that separates him from Joe Chill. At the same time, the Joker grabs an axe and starts destroying everything. Joe Chill, like Gordon, is ready to shoot. Batman manages to reach the boy, while the Joker continues smashing things. They both shoot, one aiming at the Joker, the other at Batman. Batman manages to get up and grabs Joe Chill, when suddenly, they see a crowd approaching, ready to attack them. With no other choice, Batman escapes with the boy, leaving the parents behind to face the infected. Gordon radios Batman, excitedly telling him that he's killed the Joker. But to his surprise, the Joker appears behind him, wearing a malevolent smile. Meanwhile, Batman escapes the hospital with the boy and tries to contact Gordon. But Gordon no longer answers. So Batman decides to visit him to find out what happened. But when he arrives, he finds Gordon on the floor, with an axe buried in his chest. Batman asks the boy to go to the bathroom to get a first aid kit, but then they see a shadow of someone carrying an axe, and when they turn around, they realize it's Gordon, now infected and ready to attack. But at that moment, someone shoots 2 tranquilizers at him to bring him down without a fight. And we find out it's Julia, Alfred's daughter, who has arrived at the scene. After that, Batman asks her to take the boy, while he helps Gordon and then goes after the source of all this. Batman speaks to Dick Grayson to ask for help and updates him on the situation. He tells him that Gordon shot the Joker and that the blood spatter pattern was arterial, so he shouldn't have come back from that. After saying this, he gets ready to escape, since more infected are about to arrive. While they're talking, they realize that the virus has a regenerative factor. What's in their blood gives them the ability to heal. The virus contains an inverse strain. It's all opposites: life and death, comedy and tragedy, love and hate. Batman asks Dick to help him find a cure before everything gets worse. But right in front of him, another infected appears, this one on top of a tank. Without hesitation, the infected shoots at him. Batman survives the attack and desperately asks Dick Grayson to go to Arkham, since the Joker had been there and probably had helped creating the toxin. And when narrowing down the possible suspects, they realize the only one who could have helped him was Dr. Death. In fact, he was the one who worked with Dr. Border. Batman now has the information he needs and will take action, but not before telling Dick that the Joker knows who he is, and now that he knows, there will be no more boundaries. Dick tells him that he needs help, so he's going to call Batgirl, Red Hood, and Red Robin. But Batman refuses. Dick asks him not to shut them out and to remember what happened the last time. But Batman isn't pushing them away. He just doesn't have a plan right now. All of this is unknown territory for him. Batman goes to Dr. Decker to ask for help, and Decker begins telling him that all of this goes back many years, and that it's all more real than Batman could imagine. He says that there were rumors of waters that granted renewed life and invincibility. 3 people had found the chemical a long time ago, and they still walk among them. The first was a savage man who lived among the oldest humans and found the elixir in its rawest form. The second is a man like a demon. He maintains pools of the chemical in secret pits around the world. And the third, the one who connects back to Gotham, is the pale man who laughs at them all, who found it shortly before Gotham even emerged. The Doctor tells Batman that he thought Batman was one of them, but he was wrong. After that, he tries to attack him by causing an explosion. But Batman escapes and shoves him hard, knocking him through a window. Batman grabs him to keep him from falling, but doesn't help him back up. Instead, he asks about the inverse of the virus. But the Doctor says he only created temporary healers. The substance in the virus was extracted from the Joker's spinal cord. That's all he did for him. And the Joker's real helper died out years ago, but still lives on in him, as the god of madness called Dionysium, who once made goat sacrifices. But now Gotham will be the sacrifice, and Batman will only be the front-row spectator. Batman contacts Julia, who tells him that the strain of the virus is more powerful than they thought, and that everything will end in less than 24 hours. She also ran a facial recognition scan on the Joker through Gotham's history. But for some reason, the Joker is everywhere. Dr. Decker also wants to be someone like the Joker. He wants to be one of them, and is about to inject something the Joker gave him to become like him. But it was just a trap. His body begins to rot. Batman can't believe this is all real. We go back 3 hours, where things are still getting worse. We see the Joker has reached the Batcave and is about to take the Red Hood helmet, when suddenly someone shoots him in the face. It's Alfred. But the Joker manages to hide. Alfred demands that he show himself. The Joker keeps talking nonstop, and we see him hiding in the shadows with an axe, ready to strike. When he sees the chance, he lunges and chops off Alfred's hand. Batman tries to contact Alfred, but Julia answers. She tells him what just happened, and that Alfred is okay. Suddenly, the screens begin broadcasting a live transmission of a Joker parade through Gotham City. But Batman won't be alone this time. His family is with him to support him. And now he has a new plan, which consists of synthesizing the material for the cure. But what they need is in the Joker's spine. And even though he has help, they are still too few. Bluebird asks why there are so many masks if there are only 5 of them. That's when Batman's villains appear. They will act as a shield so the others can get through. The mission is for Batman to reach the Joker, extract the chemical from his spine, and return alive to the lab, where someone is waiting to synthesize the antidote. So, who's in for the fight? Villains and heroes fight side by side, while in the distance, the Joker watches everything. He finds the situation perfect. So now it's time to launch his best trick, the one he saved for last. There are just too many obstacles. It's unclear if Batman will even reach him, even with the help of enemies and friends. But he asks them all to keep fighting. Poison Ivy creates a shield to protect them, and Batman asks Bane to help launch him out of the shield with his brute strength. Bane throws him, and Batman reaches the Joker, grabbing onto his electrified dinosaur. But the Joker attacks him with a chainsaw, forcing Batman to maneuver and jump from side to side to avoid getting hurt, until he manages to grab the Joker by the neck. So now it's time to extract what he needs from the Joker's spine. But did you really think it would be that easy? Not at all. Because the Joker activates a sonar device that paralyzes everyone. The vibrations are so intense that they start to shatter the gas masks everyone is wearing. Batman begins inhaling the gas, growing weaker and weaker. Before he dies, the Joker grabs him and tells him that there's nothing left in his spine because he contaminated his essence. Even if Batman had taken it, it wouldn't have helped. Then he says, "Here it is. There's still a little Dionysium left," and shows Batman an image of a very deep hole beneath Gotham City, where the elixir still remains. But the Joker had been talking to Dick Grayson all along, who was disguised as Batman. And now that the Joker has told everything to who he thought was Batman, the real Batman knows everything. So he sets off to go to that place. Even though it's extremely risky, as it goes beyond the 1,000-foot depth limit. Julia also urges him to hurry, since there are explosives set in that location. After searching for a while, he finally finds the place. Upon arriving, he prepares his analyzer, And even though he has found it, he still can't believe all these stories. He knows the Joker could have discovered this after Batman threw him off the cliff, but it's impossible that he did it centuries ago. After analyzing the sample, it tests positive, meaning they can use the elixir for the cure. Julia tells him to get out of the place because the explosives are about to detonate. Suddenly, the whole place explodes. Fortunately, Batman is alive and making his way to the surface. He's about to ask Julia for something when the Joker appears from behind, stabbing him in the neck with one of his blades. Batman is now in Joker's domain, who knows the caves better than anyone. Julia asks Batman if he's tied to the rope so she can pull him out, but he isn't, and he tells her that the elixir sample is, and asks her to pull it up, because he still has unfinished business down there. Meanwhile, the Joker is about to attack him from behind. Batman tries to kick him, but the Joker jumps and stabs him again, this time in the back. This isn't the same Joker as before. What has he done? Has he trained since the last time? Or could it be the Dionysium? Or maybe he was always this fast and just pretended to be slower. We see a bloody smile painted on Batman's back. The Joker tells him to smile, and Batman throws himself at him to attack. Both of them begin falling off the cliff. In midair, Batman manages to cut the Joker's face with a hard strike. But the Joker recovers and smashes a burning rock into Batman's face. Batman retaliates by punching him hard, knocking him to the ground. We then realize Batman hit him with a batarang, which was linked to the sample blocker he took from the pit. So the Joker's body will take longer to heal, but eventually, it will heal normally. Batman tells him to show his cards, and Joker throws his actual playing cards at him, wounding him. They're about to clash again, but Batman grabs him and lands a strong punch, even biting off part of his ear. They both stare at each other, and Batman uses the last of his strength to attack again. Then they both collapse on the ground. The first to get up is the Joker, who pulls the knife out of Batman's back. Then he flips him over so he can look him in the eyes. The Joker has always laughed at him, always had fun fighting him. But everything ended when Batman got scared and backed away. For the Joker, that was like a knife to the heart. So now, he's about to do the same. But with his last bit of strength, Batman stops him. The Joker tells him he could have made him eternal. With the help of his blood, they could have had a happy ending. But for Batman, it's not over yet. He manages to throw the Joker off him. And just as he does, one of the cave's structures collapses on him, injuring him badly. The Joker starts crawling toward the elixir, his back broken. But Batman gets up and grabs him, stopping him. Then he tells him, "I see it, right here, right now. You're the Pale Man. You could have left me here in the dark alone. But you had to come, didn't you? You had to show me. And I see it. I see that you don't need another dose of Dionysium. Of course not, because you are it. But I'm dying. I'll be dead from my injuries in minutes. So stay here with me, just a moment. Stay with me. Forgive me. Forgive me for being so blind." The Joker tries to break free, knowing the cave is still collapsing. But Batman won't let go, not until he forgives him. And the Joker says, "Fine, I forgive you." Suddenly, a huge rock falls on the elixir pool, destroying it completely. The Joker says they've now killed themselves, even though he destroyed all the pieces. But he never did. Batman had placed vapor in the masks of both his friends and enemies. So they'll be okay. And he's sure the Joker will be okay too. Lying on the ground, Julia calls Batman to check on him. His vital signs are dangerously low. She tells him to open the elixir vial and consume it. But Batman refuses. He tells her to take the elixir sample to the surface. He's just going to rest a moment down there with his friend. The story passed. Gotham City has been recovering from the toxin created by the Joker. Unfortunately, Batman is missing and no one has seen him. He is believed to be dead. Later, we see a peculiar man cleaning things that seem familiar to us. The story of Batman is, and always will be, a tragedy. He says, "Live bravely in the time you have, and smile into the void." Because the final message of Batman is and always will be. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm TJ Prime, and see you in the next video.